In this video we'll take a look at Middlesbrough, England, a North Yorkshire town where I spent much of my childhood. In the 19th and 20th centuries the town grew rapidly from a tiny village into an industrial giant. Although heavy industry has declined since the late 20th century, new enterprises have been established and the town remains a regional shopping hub with retail centres such as the Cleveland Centre, which opened in the early 1970s, and Captain Cook Square, which opened in 1999. But one of the town's best features is the distinctive friendliness and warmth of its people. Middlesbrough lies near the mouth of the River Tees to the north of the North York Moors National Park. In 2021 the town had a population of about 148,000 and the wider Tees Valley had a population of about 678,000. This may be one of England's newer towns, but there's a surprising amount of history here. Middlesbrough started as a Benedictine priory on the south bank of the River Tees. In 1801, Middlesbrough was a small farm with a population of just 25. However, during the latter half of the 19th century, it experienced rapid growth. The town began to grow during the Industrial Revolution when a site for new coal staiths was required on the River Tees downriver from the nearby town of Stockton. This led to the extension of the Stockton and Darlington Railway to the new site, and this area developed into the town of Middlesbrough. By the way, this was the world's first public railway to use steam locomotives. The railway was linked to the new port in December 1830, the year that planned development of the town began. The port was successful, resulting in the opening of a new dock in 1842. The Vulcan Iron Foundry opened in 1841, and the exploitation of abundant ironstone in the nearby Eston Hills from the 1850s made the works a success. By 1851, Middlesbrough's population had grown to 7,600, and in 1853, Middlesbrough received its Royal Charter of Incorporation. By the mid-1870s, Middlesbrough produced a third of the nation's pig iron output and was nicknamed Ironopolis. Shipbuilding began in the late 1800s and remained associated with the town until the post-industrial decline of the late 20th century. In 1875, Bolkoff, Vaughan and Company opened the Cleveland Steel Works in Middlesbrough, beginning the transition from iron production to steel. By 1900, the company had become the largest producer of steel in Great Britain, and by the dawn of the 20th century, the town's population was 90,000. The steel components of the Sydney Harbour Bridge were engineered and fabricated by Dorman Long of Middlesbrough in the 1930s, and the company was also responsible for the New Tyne Bridge in Newcastle. Steel and ships, and also a large chemical industry, dominated Middlesbrough for many decades. Middlesbrough first developed in the St Hilda's area, which is also known as Over the Border. It's between the river and the current town centre. The area declined over time, along with the industries that created it. The area, known as Middlehaven since 1986, was mostly demolished in the second half of the 20th century, with large areas being derelict. The dock closed in 1980, but you can still see the old town hall. These days, Middlehaven is being regenerated. It's home to Middlesbrough Football Club, Middlesbrough College, new industries and much more. One of the iconic sites in Middlesbrough's Middlehaven is the Tees Transporter Bridge, often simply called the Transporter. This giant of the Middlesbrough skyline is now a Grade 2 listed building. There's no continuous roadway from one side to the other. Instead, it carries a travelling car or gondola suspended below the fixed structure, and it goes across the river in 90 seconds. The gondola can carry 200 people, 9 cars or 6 cars and 1 minibus. Construction work started in July 1909 and the opening ceremony took place on the 17th of October 1911. Unfortunately, in August 2019 the bridge was temporarily closed due to safety concerns and it remains closed in mid-2024. But you can get up close to the structure. I filmed this on the Middlesbrough side of the River Tees and there's a visitor centre there. You may have seen the transporter on TV. It has appeared, for example, in Auf Wiedersehen Pet and the crime drama series Vera. Nearby is the Middlesbrough Dock Clock Tower, which has 4 sides but only 3 clock faces. Apparently, employers near the blank north face of the tower didn't want their workers clock watching. Also nearby is the Temenos sculpture, which was unveiled in 2010. It's a steel structure consisting of a pole, a circular ring and an oval ring. It's approximately 110 metres long, 50 metres high, and is held together by steel wire. There's another impressive bridge upstream from the transporter. The vertical lift Tees Newport Bridge was built by local company Dorman Long, which also built the Tyne and Sydney Harbour bridges. It opened to traffic in 1934 and is now also a Grade 2 listed building. It's still a road bridge, although the central span no longer lifts to allow ships through, and it's been repainted red. A few minutes walk downstream from the transporter is the Riverside Stadium, the home of Middlesbrough Football Club since 1995. Its current capacity is about 35,000. The club was formed in 1876 and is often simply called the Borough. It competes in the EFL Championship, the second level of the English Football League system. The growing town needed a new town hall, and its foundation stone was laid in 1883. It officially opened in 1889, and this Gothic-style building is now Grade 2 listed. Inside there's a Victorian theatre and a basement concert hall known as the Crypt. Middlesbrough also has a healthy musical heritage. A number of bands and musicians hail from the area, including Paul Rodgers, Chris Rea and Mickey Moody. A striking modern building opposite the town hall houses Middlesbrough Institute of Modern Art, or MEMA, a contemporary art gallery, which was formally launched in 2007. Since 2014, it's been part of Teesside University. Centre Square between the two buildings has some nice fountains, a small lake and this sculpture, The Bottle of Notes, unveiled in 1993. It's by Claes Oldenburg and inspired by the explorer Captain James Cook. The University of Teesside has its main campus not far from MEMA. It has over 22,500 students studying in the UK. The university originated from Constantine Technical College, which opened in 1930. Although not yet a university, Constantine was a further and higher education college from the outset. It became a polytechnic in 1969 and was granted university status in 1992. There's also a campus in nearby Darlington. Walking out of the town centre via Linthorpe Road, you eventually reach the Dorman Museum, founded by Sir Arthur Dorman of the Dorman Long Engineering Company. It opened on the 1st of July 1904 and originally concentrated on the natural sciences. Remnants of the original collection of taxidermied animals are in the Nelson Room, where you can see exotic birds in their original cases. Immediately outside the museum is the Middlesbrough Cenotaph, a war memorial commemorating those who died in the World Wars and other conflicts. Next to the war memorial is the entrance to the beautiful Albert Park. The town's first mayor and MP, Henry Balco, bought land off Linthorpe Road in 1864 and presented it to Middlesbrough Council for use as a public park. When we were in the park, we were lucky enough to experience a bit of the multicultural MELA celebration, which is organised by residents and supported by Middlesbrough Council. Well, this explains why the park was so busy. The festival celebrates culture and entertainment through world music. There's also a wide range of stalls and a food market featuring cuisines from around the world. And, of course, there are funfair rides. There's plenty to explore near Middlesbrough too. What I particularly enjoy is the countryside to the south and east of Middlesbrough, which is beautiful and can be accessed via the Esk Valley Railway line. This route meanders through the beautiful North York Moors National Park as it takes you to Whitby. Whitby is a gorgeous fishing town which is famous as the place where the explorer James Cook lived as a merchant navy apprentice, and it was also the home of Dracula in Bram Stoker's horror novel. Now, before I finish this video, I should mention the legendary Parmo, or Teesside Parmesan. It's a breaded cutlet of chicken or pork topped with a white bechamel sauce and cheese, usually cheddar. The Parmo was created by Nico Harris, a Greek-American Navy chef who went on to open a restaurant on Linthorpe Road, where he created the Parmo in 1958. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe.